Hi YouTube, this is Darkon633. We're taking a look at another Star Wars review. This time we're going to take a look at Darth Vader in the Rogue One 3 3/4 inch basic toy line. Now outside of the other Vaders you've gotten from Hasbro, this is actually a different mold altogether, and I think they did a pretty decent job with the figure, even if it is a little underpainted. Anyways, we're going to take a look at the box. The box has a really good look of Darth Vader there on the front, has the bio on the back, and once again the promotion for the scanner app. So now we're going to take a look at the figure itself. Now the figure, while it's in a somewhat dynamic pose, it's definitely not the worst dynamic pose I've seen, and it doesn't cause him to fall or anything, so that's at least something going for it. Articulation-wise, the head can swivel, and I don't think it's on a ball joint this time. I think it is just a standard swivel, which is kind of disappointing. He does have swivels at the shoulders, which are really tight in mine. And he does have swivels at the hips. However, what's cool is that outside of some of the other figures we've gotten, especially in The Force Awakens, and some of the older figures we've gotten like in 2013 and 14, these pieces are a separate piece. So they are not molded together with the legs, so while you can move the legs, these pieces actually are separated, so that's really cool. The cape is removable, which is made of a somewhat soft plastic, although it's not super soft, so it does have a little bit of pliability, but not too much, and you can place it back on the figure. In terms of paint, I think overall it's really decent, except I think it's a little bit underpainted in the shoulders there, but I'm not quite sure if that's 100% accurate to how he looked like in the film to begin with, though. And his main accessory is obviously his standard lightsaber, which is nothing much different that Hasbro has done over the years. The lightsaber itself is pretty close to some of the older lightsabers. And the main other accessory that the figure includes is this weird Force lightning blaster thing. Similar to some of the other figures that I've reviewed, the front piece is a separate plastic piece that can be removed from the missile itself. So I guess you can kind of customize something with this, something that I really care for, and you can hold on to the handle, but I'm not going to really show that on camera this time around. Anyways, we're now take a look at this Vader next to some other figures of Vader that I currently own. Here is Rogue One Vader based next to some of the other Darth Vader figures that I currently own. Here he is next to the Rebels version of Darth Vader and the old vintage collection, which I keep thinking is the Empire Strikes Back version of Darth Vader, but sometimes I get confused which particular vintage card figure that I got. So he does scaling pretty decently, I guess, with the other Vaders, but obviously the glaring difference is that once again he does have the plastic cape and not the soft goods cape that was seen with the vintage collection and some of the other figures released for Darth Vader in general. In conclusion, I think this is still a fantastic sculpt of Darth Vader in the Rogue One toy line, and I definitely recommend this if you actually do not have a single other Vader in your collection in general. Now, if you already have some of the older figures like the Vintage Collection, the Legacy Collection, or any other previous Vader, then I guess I can kind of say this is a easy skip, but it does have some pretty good stuff going for it since it does have the separate pieces and so on, so it's at least something new and outside of just a repack or somewhat retooling of a previous Vader figure. Vader was actually a quite intimidating character in the film. Although he did not have many scenes in the film, I think they did a fantastic job to have that in-between where he's not that prevalent in the film, but not so much that he's there for like a second and you never see him for the rest of the film. So he did have a really good role in the film, and especially for those who haven't seen the film, this is once again another spoiler territory. At the end of the film, I'm seeing him killing off a ton of rebel soldiers leading into the scene of A New Hope. So it was a very fantastic scene, and Vader, especially with that one line against Director Krennic, it was extremely well done, and I think Vader did a fantastic job in the film. And this figure is a pretty good likeness of the character as well to have in your collection if you're a fan of Rogue One. Anyways, please comment, subscribe, and check out Hero Club and Hero Taku. Also check me on Twitter under Darkon633, and don't forget to check down the other channels down below. Please check the little bell in order to see the newest content on my channel as soon as they go up, and I'll be back with more Star Wars reviews, but for now, seeing you YouTube, bye.